to take stage is Shad wrote. I said it again. Shad wrote that. Sorry.
This first poem is called No Ordinary Love. Anybody in here fans of Sade?
Yes.
Everyone going Sade like I did?
Yes.
Gonna love this shit. I gave you all the love I got. I gave you more than I could give. I gave you love. I gave you all that I had inside, and you took my love. You took my love. I would not let my friends call our love toxic. It would only imply how long I worked with waste management. See, I'm not a trash man. I just love you so much that I became Oscar the Grouch. It plays painful tricks on my mind to hear the recordings of our arguments reverberate between my ears. Agony that my stone face can't show it. Still, I feel the shifting blade of a glass heart carving through my chest as pieces fall through the pain. Silence after you walk out the doors is nerve-wrenching as if a timer has started. And my biggest fear becomes that your next phone call will detonate the bomb, destroying the peace that I have that inside that is fickle. As fickle as the chance of you saying I love you at the end of each call. I can't actually be who you are not. Just require you to be more. I am ravenous for your wings to spread and embrace me, symbolic to how I want you to embrace that our relationship can be perfect, even if it's not what you see it to be. Here I am, a dope sick man waiting for you to fix your ways, wanting to clean myself up and pull myself away from you, yet unwilling to quit your touch. I'm chasing your high. This is a low. And even as you pull us down, I'm still willing to chase your love or die trying. And I keep trying for you. I keep crying for you. I keep lying for you. I keep flying and I'm falling. Hey.
So this poem is called Accountability. It's kind of like my apology to my family. Sorry for wilding, all right?
Smart.
They ask me how I feel, but I don't know what to say. Should I let you know I'm falling apart, or just say that I'm okay? It's like, here we go again. Now she wants to get away, and I just want for her to stay. And God is trying to give the both of us the things that we have prayed for. It makes me think about the games I ask myself, what was I playing for? Who was I waiting for? And what was she staying for? I just took a shot, but honestly I need like 8 more. The liqueurs just put my brain into autopilot. Sometimes I think too much and I need help to make it silent. I was drunk when I flipped my car, and this time I can't lie about it. I had to kick my door open and then climb about it. I know I stressed my mother out. Sometimes I cry about it. Feeling like I lost my mind. I just been trying to find it while I rhyme about it. Where'd it go? I used to have it all together, but now I don't. I stopped getting high and now I'm always feeling low. So when I wake up, where do my dreams go? Who knows? I swear this life is so mysterious. It used to make me furious, but then I said whatever, I stopped taking life serious. A concussion from this car accident left me delirious, but it almost left my sentence hanging without a period. I'm curious, finding out that ignorance is bliss. I'm too smart for my own good. I see life for what it is. So I've been trying to get about my thoughts, but I'm stuck here, running out of luck here, pretending that I don't give a here. But so please, no tears. I've been like this for years, wondering why the world is the way that it is when half of us are on a diet and we're just trying to lose weight, while the other half is starving. We got nothing on our plate. And I can't help but think about all the food that we waste. I remember tossing things before I even got to taste. So I'm trying to keep a smile on my face, but honestly, I need some space. Who's this man up in the mirror? I don't recognize his face. And now my mom don't recognize me when she looks into my eyes. How do I explain that I've seen people die and I can't even cry? Because that's just life, and that's the way that it goes. They call it forbidden knowledge. There's some things I shouldn't know. If you could see it how I see it, I promise you couldn't cope. I understand now why some people need to smoke. Why some people shoot dope and others hang from a rope. It's like the more you know, the more you become responsible for it. And in all honesty, I've been neglecting my responsibilities. So why would I trust you when I don't even trust me? I thought that moving on to some better things would make my problems just go away.
That part.
Silly me. I guess that's what my sister meant by accountability.
I'm gonna read it for you. It's just about how we all go through the trials and tribulations. And sometimes I wish I had a car. I wish life came with road signs. Speed limit, 1 day at a time. Caution, slow down. Caution, road ahead. Caution, another obstacle. Stop, detour in 2,000 feet. Another alteration to the route I've set for myself. Dead end, I've made the wrong turn yet again. Time to turn around. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. No turn on red. A chance to take a break. Green light, it's time to go again. I've got things to do. Left turn only. Finally, some direction. I'm feeling like I'm on the right path. 1 way. I'm on the right path in the wrong direction. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Caution, no U-turn. Must continue on the wrong path to get to the right way. 1 step forward to be in the same place I just was still. 2 steps back, another detour, another setback. Lights on when raining. A reminder that even when I'm crying, there's still a reason to keep going. A light inside of me still glowing. Bright like the yellow lights that remind me to slow down but still proceed. Slippery road ahead. A slippery slope. Probably a coping mechanism to handle the rain. Road work ahead. Constantly under construction at every turn. Be prepared to stop. You might have to stop, so slow down just in case. 1 day at a time becomes 1 week at a time, becomes 1 month at a time, until you're at the end of the construction zone in road work. The ride is smooth yet again, and finally the journey can continue. And until the next sign, proceed with caution.
Figured I'd share some of this with you guys. I wrote this morning, and I called Sabrina and say I changed what I want. So this is called Wishlist. I used to pack boxes and wrap them in bows and ribbon for a living. I had all these wrapped, unaddressed packages everywhere. They were taking over my space. Old and faded, covered with dust, the sting of forgetting who they were for. I got fed up. I took the first one I could grab and ran my fist through its crinkled, wrinkled skin. I pulled out its only content, a note. On it, in long forgotten scrawl, read, "You never loved me until it was too late." I opened another and another, all different shapes and sizes, boxes and bows, wrapped in birthday, Christmas, and ordinary paper, and all had little notes inside. They read like a litany of forgotten prayer. I disappointed you. You lied. I cheated and stole. You were unconcerned. I love you more than words can tell. Thank you. As you forgot me, I have you. And on they went. I turned them over, and on the back of them were dates. June 1968, May 1974, December 86, April 2020. Packed and dated, built on decades of packing. I was exhausted from the burden, covered with the lost dust of time. These were all the feelings I hid away forever. The fears, dreams, wishes, and anger. The wrongs done and done too. I started unpacking these boxes in my head, and I wrote them all letters, a requiem. I addressed as many as I could remember and sent them away. Done with the buried shame of feelings betrayed. Now, I just skim the surface. Living with things I can and can't change. The ones I care for, like swaddling children. And the ones I can't, well, the ones I can't, I whisper on breadcrumbs and feed them to birds. Give them a nice flight to somewhere else. Writing all those images down and keeping the new ones unwrapped, well, they brought me here. Unburdened by boxes and pretentious bows or fake understanding, letting people off the hook or worse, allowing history to repeat itself. And it allows me to live true to who I am. Thank you.
Yes.
Santa sauce. It's unanimous. I got the baddest stage. Check this. I just checked again. It's not a glitch. I'm just running for it. Check this out. History's protagonist and modern day abacus. The oral arsonist, sweet sounding satirist, spitting bars hotter than dragon's piss, scorching adversaries to a crisp. Then emerge from the mist with a clenched fist and my hand in the air to antagonize the antagonist. Call me Crispus Attucks. I'm the revolutionary catalyst you can count on like an abacus. The magnanimous, most marvelous, master strategist, ever the eternal optimist, pistol packing pacifist, activating alliterative activist, leading the charge like Alexander crossing the Granicus. Slaves in rebellion, I am Spartacus. My battle cries eat the rich. Like my nemesis, I'm somewhat of a philanthropist, giving you these gold bars like an alchemist. And by now you get the gist. My aim is to be a pain in their asses, like taco shits. Because how can they exist when we can't subsist? Our needs and their greed can no longer coexist. It's time to remind society's evilists that the boogeyman exists. And if they resist, we persist. We'll start with the fist and escalate if they insist. But by the time we desist, we'll even cry for help, slit wrists. Now up next on my shit list, finna get this quick fix, is America's deplorable dimwits. No match for my quick wits. My quick quips leave these deplorable dipshits listening to crickets as I finish my prolifics. I might as well be speaking hieroglyphics when I'm kicking my specifics and spit my specific brand of civics to these hate-blind bigots, feeling insecure because they like the D like rickets. Idiots acting against their own interests, feeling like misfits, unwanted, like unsolicited dick pics. You can't teach your own dog new tricks. Hypocrites with their politics, my antithesis. I remind society's fragilists that real patriots enlist. Then for grins and shits, I expose the myth that the American dream exists. And leave prospective capitalists upset and pissed because they weren't in on the grift. Thank you.
The very first time that I saw her perfection, I refused to close my eyes. So scared just to miss a mere second of her affection, as if the blink of an eye may feel more like a lifetime of depression. See, she is what I dedicate this breath to. She is everything. She is the definition of a true masterpiece, worthy of so much more than a simple wedding ring. She is the very essence of my expression. So. She is the only one who deserves my undivided attention. In fact, my attention should be multiplied with all intentions in her direction. She is my drug. Her kiss is my fix. I could only overdose on her love. It is pure ecstasy whenever she gets next to me because she is just that damn sexy. Not just physically, but intellectually. She is the missing piece to my heart's puzzle and the main ingredient to my life's recipe, i.e., without her, there is no me. No creativity, no artistry, no poetry, no masterpiece. Thank you.
Love is when your little brother calls you and says he's hungry, and you screenshot your credit card so that he could get some munchies. Love is when you get in my car and the first thing I say is put your seatbelt on. Love is just another test from above. A test of how much shit you can take until you start to give up. They say that winners never quit. So I guess that makes you a quitter, or you would have stuck with her when them sweet times got bitter. But then again, who can you blame? Through the seasons, the feelings change, and even I'm not feeling the same. I wish I could explain the way things work in my brain. Looking through my thoughts is like traveling through a maze. There's so many ways for me to say what I have to say. I'm trying to paint this picture for you, but my mind's drawing a blank. So here's what I think. Really, we all crazy. At least, just a little crazy. And we know this is the truth, so we try to masquerade it by putting smiles on our faces, going out on our best behavior, trying to leave a good impression with people we feel are major. So put your number in my phone, and I'll give you a call later. The idea of having someone is scary and still amazing. It's got me reflecting, looking back on past relations. Some were pretty good, and some were bad situations. And others failed due to my lack of communication. It's not that we didn't speak, but anything I felt was weak, I put walls around too high for Spider-Man to leap. And I wouldn't let her see. Afraid to show the true me, so I cover it up. That's an insecurity. But with you, it's different. With you, nothing is hidden. So I'm telling jokes, but you could tell I'm depressed. And I'm having fun, but you could tell that I'm stressed. I clean up well, but you could see I'm a mess. So why is it I couldn't see that you were all that I need? Maybe this time my pride got the best of me, or maybe my eyes were too blind to see that you were good to me. I mean, really was good with me. So I never believe what I see. Things aren't as they appear. And the people my age haven't been my peers in years. And my biggest fear is telling y'all about my fears. That's like exposing your weaknesses to anybody with ears. You must be drinking beer if you thought I'm gonna let it show. I really don't mind being unknown. But as I look into your eyes, here's one thing that I know. Your biggest fear is being alone. But the fear of being hurt is worth sitting at home, watching TV, scrolling on your iPhone. Yeah, I know. Look, we all gotta face our fears if we wanna find our wealth. If you wanna change the world, first you gotta change yourself. Somebody asked me, what's worse than being all by yourself? I said being with somebody else and feeling like you're by yourself and feeling like you gotta scream, but they couldn't even tell. That's the best way that I could picture hell. So love yourself.
Or deny God's existence. I don't lightly brush away or ignore music in the air. Kids' laughter, dreaming of warm summer nights. Sounds floating through my second floor window as I work, one word at a time. It's what I can do, work the words. Someone is power tuning a big block Hemi down the alley, and I hear the beer taps crack after a backfire explosion. Mechanical attitude settles into a honest hum. I work the words, and they work the wrenches. The music floats. I weave the sound and smell of approaching summer rain to page. Why wouldn't I do something I can do?
Woman, I will fix your plate. Small gesture, right? But nothing is small when it comes to acts of love. Because I love the divine deity that has designated her destination before me every morning when we wake and every night when we pray. Woman, I will fix your plate.
Got that.
See, I grew up with older parents. So I saw a different kind of love. See, I saw that grown kind of love. That your kids are yours, but they are ours kind of love. That I pay the bills in this house, but in this home I submit to you, so you hold the power kind of love. That I might not always get it right, but I vowed that I wouldn't do you wrong kind of love. That I don't like you today, right? But I made a promise that I would love you forever, so we're going to work it out kind of love. And there's a lot of things outside this house to make you weak, but inside this home, we will make us strong kind of love. And with those lessons, I learned that love isn't fecal matter. In other words, weak shit. Rather, love is fundamentally fortified with the vitamins and minerals to feed the body, and I refuse to have my woman go into the kitchen, searching through cabinets looking for nourishment. Woman, let me nurture you. Woman, I will fix your plate. When the work has broken the delicate that you dish, causing you to come home shattered and coarse, woman, I will fix your plate. When you tell me that I'm handsome, while knowing that I have to deal with the ugliness of our society just to come home to you, woman, I will fix your plate. Because my love language is acts of service. Let me show you that a king can be a servant to his queen. Woman, I will fix your plate. And let this be in my wedding vows to you, that no matter how stressed out I may be, no matter how many times you talk while the basketball game is on, that I'm committed to my duties of showing you that I love you through sickness and in health, until death do us part. Woman, I will fix your plate. Enjoy.
Yo, fun.
Nobody perfect. We all got a percent of blind. It seemed worth it at the time, that's why brothers grind. Though I'm hurting deep inside, I got enormous pride. Fighting to keep a straight face and my eyes dry. pleasing my flesh, but my soul begging for a breath. Really, I'm stressed, my body aching, I need rest. Trying my best to meditate before I step. Sometimes I feel I'm tired of living, but I'm scared of death. My motivation to be pleased is why I never sleep. All I do is get money, pussy, and smoke weed. Did I mention I'm addicted to that Hennessy? Only that moment of buzz is when I'm at peace. The trade quality is deep, I feel I'm splitting 3. So when my suicidal if I kill a other me, my past, present, and my future is another me. My future looking dark, my past hunting the present me.
War is a racket. It's the battlefield business practice that benefits those blessed with access, while bequeathing the rest of us with jack shit. Depending upon your income tax bracket. An inclusive club and you can't crack it. Born broke and you're on a blacklist. Established by the same classes, fascist asses, that deny you access while living a life of excess at the expense of the war chest. Their greed's grosser than incest. It's hard to digest, so we just take it in jest. In war, these sutlers invest because war is a racket like Butler expressed. You just can't hear it because the sound is suppressed, like the voice of the oppressed. So don't expect to be kept abreast of the situation by the press because they're complicit in this mess. They'll frame a protest as unrest to make it easier to place you under arrest. One nation, living in duress, living conquest to conquest, about to buckle under the stress, and we call this progress. War is a racket, so they keep you distracted on how many lives are subtracted. Sorry. War is a racket, so they keep you distracted, unaware of how your life is impacted, or how many lives are subtracted. So long as the war is protracted, the spoils of war will be extracted by those blessed with access to the battlefield business practice, paid for with your taxes, because your bracket lacks access, because your bracket lacks assets. As broke as one ass gets, war's a racket and we lost in straight sets. Buried in debts and full of regrets. But Uncle Sam's got some new fighter jets, and it's you who's paying his new fucking debts. And you wonder why we're so fucking depressed. Living in a society that's repressed. Living in a society that's regressed. You're living in society, but you can't afford to leave the nest. Hard-pressed, distressed, can only afford to eat because your bracket's got access. You're one bad day away from being dispossessed or having your car repossessed. We're tired of showing up uninvited and underdressed. We're tired of doing our best only to fail to impress. We won't be free until in peace we rest. War is a racket. To get you to back it, they put Brad Pitt in a smash hit and let the DOD finance it. They scripted so war seems romantic and it tastes more organic. But before you realize it's Kool-Aid, you drank it. Now you're asked to cross the Atlantic, policing the planet, a pawn in someone else's antics. Exposed like spandex, a bad dream like Shantex. Truth be told, soldier, I don't like your chances. Like a tree's fallen leaves, you've been abandoned by your branches. Your prayers go unanswered while war kills more innocents than cancer. And there's ample examples of your needs being trampled, the Constitution being dismantled, and Lady Liberty being manhandled. All without scandal. Just so some asshole can gain a damn angle in a gamble on a geopolitical tangle, betting on the banner that's star-spangled, leaving it mangled, fractured, broken, battered, and tattered. War is a racket and consent is manufactured to the industry standard by bad actors with big backers that benefit from leaving society ass backwards. So don't get captured. War is a racket. It's America's dirty habit. Like a fiend looking for their next hit, America's got to have it. America's got to have it. Because America's got to have it, our palates have adapted to hack it. We're so savage we managed to overlook the damn damage just to gain a damn advantage and advance our own finances. We only give a damn about our own circumstances. If it enhances our chances and increase finances, we shift stances, exchange glances, and then engage the devil in his dances. Now isn't that romantic? War is a racket. It always has been. It's timeless, always in fashion. And it's been making the rich richer since way back when. More than just a minor infraction, the effects are everlasting. It's a vicious cycle that we're trapped in. So long as two factions are clashing, the select few get to cash in, mark safe from the action. Profits are their passion, consumed by greed, lacking compassion. Like a rolling stone, they can't get no satisfaction. Rob your ass naked, save for that flag that you're wrapped in. It's a vicious cycle we're trapped in. Gaslight you and provide a distraction. Split us up and keep us divided like fractions. All to monopolize the action of Uncle Sam's transactions. But the truth is, we're better off without them. Called addition by subtraction. But we're stuck here in this fatal attraction due to our own inaction. Now we're cutting ourselves in this corner that we're backed in. All they take profits in the back end. We purchase things like military field rations, $1 million confounded contraptions, new pants to replace the ones that you crapped in, standard issue sanitary napkins, or that flag that drapes over that casket that you get shipped back in. War is a racket, and it always has been. Thank you.
To the presumably racist white woman who asked me if we could trade skin so she couldn't get sunburned, amongst other things. Yeah, we can trade skin, but would you also like to trade my fear? Would you also like to walk into a room where nobody wants you here, hate you breathing, simply being alive, tearing down everything put in place to help you strive? I mean, do you want to be scared for your life when you see those flashing lights? Would you like to endure the panic attack that follows even though it was just your headlight? Yeah. We could trade skin in an alternate reality, and maybe I can get your privilege, and you can get the disadvantage while I'm peeling back skin, you're peeling back a bandage, and taking a look at generational trauma passed down from my mama's mama. And while I'm experiencing every emotion, while I'm putting on suntan lotion, you can experience every emotion from my ancestors left in the ocean. Bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from ships because they knew death was better than bondage. Much rather be fish food than let your ancestors hold them hostage. Yeah, we can trade skin, but do you want to know what it's like to be slave kin? Only goes back 2 generations from my mom, 3 generations from me. Do you want to see your ancestors hung from trees? You see my ancestors in history books. Stories were written by your ancestors, labeled them crooks and thieves and dirty and inferior, while your ancestors labeled themselves superior and warriors and made my ancestors their martyrs. And even when the war stopped, we still had to keep fighting. But that's another portion of the history books your ancestors seem to keep rewriting. Critical race theory shunned and frowned upon, but I wonder if your grandma spit on my grandma. Yeah. Yeah, we can trade skin, but you do know black people can get sunburned too, right? So bright that even when you try to dim my light, I can recover it. My skin's so marvelous, you can't even stomach it. I know you wish you were Columbus so you could claim that you discovered it. And I know you love to see me shuck and jive and do a little tap dance for you, but we've already traded skin, so do the dance before I force you.
Gentlemen, fellas, I'm gonna fall back on this one, all right? The women gave me a PSA. Ladies, I give y'all all permission to talk y'all shit throughout my poem.
Meaning the
I need everything. I was told that independence isn't a threat. It's a declaration. From women who were tired of waiting for male validation. She kept her hand on her purse when he asked if she needed help. They thought she already gained the world, but she gained herself. No more letdowns, no more left outs, only elevators for the level up. Tonight, still Stack City.
Yes.
I want to propose a toast.
Okay.
Raise your glasses, please.
Wait, hold on.
Y'all ready?
Wait, no, say that again so I can get it on my Snapchat.
You gonna do it over? You gonna do it over?
Wait.
Come on, we're working. Come on. I'll work ladies' arms and get tired.
Go.
Independence isn't a threat, it's a declaration. For women who were tired of waiting for male validation, she kept her hand on her purse when he asked if she needed help. They thought she already get the world, but she gained herself. No more letdowns, no more left outs, only elevators for the level up. Tonight, Stack City, I want to propose a toast. Toast to the women who fill up their own fridge and book their own flights and buy their own furs and boss their own lives.
Who does that, Chad? Who does that? Let's go.
Tonight I want to propose a toast. Toast to the women who fill up their own fridge and book their own flights and buy their own furs and boss their own lives. To the women who have bought their own cars to fuel their own drive. Don't need a man for a coin because she is her own dime. Shout out to those women.
Woo! Thank you. Yes.
I said shout out to those women who pay their rent on time.
Thank you.
Her nor her credit card will be declined. We'll talk to you. Her nor her credit card will be declined. So the ones who bought their own homes who respect the property lines. This home right here is the background music to your morning march. The audience that gives applause for your efforts. Giving ovations because you are outstanding, amazing grace. You are amazing with grace. Women,
Thank you.
make sure this world knows that you are here.
Yes.
That your mark matters. That your figure will not be hidden. Put this world on notice that every day when you rise and show your strength to the sun, it is not to threaten a man. It is simply to declare your independence. Sure.
The world is on fire, and I'm the only one who knows.
Speak up, speak up.
You pouring into me builds the flame of destruction. I am your demise, yet you're hypnotized by how the flames flicker. We fight and we bicker, and the flame continues to dance. You allow me to breathe your air. Breathing your air builds me further, yet I continuously take your breath away. Selfishly. And you stay, not knowing I am no good for you. If the smoke were to dissipate, I would make it to the small list of things you hate. Well, the winds whisper things that your eyes cannot see. You go deaf and blindly continue to love me. Fearlessly feeding into the flame, you burn and you burn, but it is too late to discern that I am the one you should blame. If it could only rain, you would ascertain I am the cause of your pain. I bring you warmth, yet I destroy. You build me up, I burn your joy. I have brought cities to their knees, and I have made nations crumble. But you, I cannot seem to shake. Thank you.
I always say I don't have artistic talent, and usually I mean physically. However, I can paint these images in your head like lyrically. Imagine me driving down an interstate mid-October on one of those rare occasions you can actually catch me sober. I see rolling hills of trees painted with orange, pink, and red hues, and just like I painted that, I can paint these feelings too. Feelings like sadness and bitter blues. I can paint my pain in your mind with ease. I can paint my crashing waves in vast dark seas to explain to you how I am drowning. I may paint a smile, but deep down I'm frowning. But I only want my brush to paint the truth. My canvas, these pages, is where I let loose of all of my suffering and all of my tears and my poetry. And on this stage is where I face my fears. I stare anxiety in the face as I paint my story to an audience of 200. I crack a smile because I know I finally have my demons outnumbered. I've never known how to paint, but with poetry, the lines become blurred, techniques become merged. I use my tongue as my brush as I speak these words. One stroke, I paint you my picture. 2 strokes, I paint you a testimony. 3 strokes, I paint you a scripture. 4 strokes, I paint you a ceremony. I paint the celebration of a life I've wanted to take. I look at the cracks in my canvas and I am in awe of the mistakes. I have never been a painter. My paintings may not make sense. If you don't understand my art, I promise I take no offense. I am abstract, but I know that my art makes an impact. When you see me at the top, just know that I attracted that. I am no Da Vinci. I'm not painting the Mona Lisa. However, if you need my poems, I just hope that they reach you. I know I said I can't paint. Wait. I just hope that these poems reach you and inspires you to start your own work of art. I know I said I can't paint, but maybe I'll start. I've been working on my metaphors, so just testing the waters and stuff. This one is everyone's favorite. It's called Men Are Trash.
This is why I fell in love with her, guys. This is the second video that
Don't get mad at me. Just get through the first 3 goddamn lines. And I promise if you relate after that, then yes, you are the problem.
Wait a minute.
I said what I said. If you relate after I say some of this stuff, reevaluate. Men are trash, men are trash, men just to get in your pants, man. I mean, the men that are always asking, what are you doing? I mean, the bitch, you're fat anyway, man. I was fat before you said that. I mean, the men that expect you to be their slave, ask them for one simple task and they forget how to behave. And I don't mean the brave men that actually stand up for and respect women. I mean the catcallers, rapists, and pedophiles. I mean the nasty ass men who'd want to fuck a child. I mean the men that make other men look bad. I mean the men that try to dictate and act like your dad, tell you what to wear, what to say, and when to say it, but
Talk your shit.
flip that shit, that's how they play it. I mean the toxic men. I mean the men that cheat. I mean the men that don't even eat pussy.
Let me ask you a question. What's your purpose on this planet? Do you ever look up at the star-filled canvas and ask yourself why you gotta play the cards you was handed? Do you keep asking God why, but you ain't getting no answers? And you keep reaching out for help, but you ain't getting no hands? So you get up and live a life that you don't even like. Your inner conscious in constant conflict while you sleeping at night, eating you inside. Some people be calling it pride. I beg to differ because I got the wisdom, but so do all the children. But the school system is supposed to get you ready for prison. You see, our past was hidden, the present day is given, the future's already written if you can sit down and listen. How do you think that we got in this American predicament? From calling each other brother to fighting over a brick. You mean to tell me that my ancestors were stolen and stripped of their clothes, names, languages, and their privileges? Starved damn near to death on a cesspool ship, facing daily humiliation, auctioned off to the highest bidder, to be starved on a plantation where they were whipped? A place where mothers and fathers got raped in front of their kids, staring at the smiling faces before they hang from tree limbs? And you think that you gonna call my sister a bitch? Come on. Look, I be trying not to kill all these little niggas, but these pussies always pushing and playing with real niggas. Oh, you ain't know that you was God and we're supposed to build, nigga? Physical slavery is done. So why you still up in the field? Oh, your master gave you a gun and he told you do a drill. The reaper calling your name through the perkies and the pills. You lying about your legal name, but you telling me that you real. You don't see what's going on. This is what they want you to see. Menace to society had people fighting all through the streets. Paid in full dropped and everybody wanted to keep. Get rich or die trying, we was trying to be a G. This was my reality around the elementary, and I was meant to see that my society was getting blinded and lied to, but what could I do? If I tried to, they would frame me like a Michael, or catch me lacking with rifles on my balcony sky view. They've been killing all our leaders since Jesus started the cycle. And we know that. But still my niggas yelling, where the hoes at? Mentally sick from the shit that we had thrown at, you can't control that. Some people woke, and so we throw back. NWA is what we play, call it a throwback. So from the 1990s riots, then they had to keep us quiet. They took the mothers from the fathers, locked us up, and called us violent. They dropped drugs in the hood just to see who was buying, and now they prescribe those drugs back to us just to keep us silent, or better yet, to keep us fighting about some Jordans and some diamonds while they sit back and triumph. Your mother and sisters crying because we was supposed to be lions. We was kings and queens in the projects where you was working 9 to 5 or you was doing federal time, hustling just to survive in a land that's built on crime and misery. They always got a trick up their sleeve. They trying to dumb us all down through the food that we eat. They murdered Dr. Sebi for teaching us how to eat properly. You call it holistically? I say that we got our own remedies and chemistries to heal our bodies mentally. There's no weakness that's inside of me. There's no pork to be ingested in me. We're the part of the problem, you see? You see? They lock us up for selling weed, and then they throw away the keys, then open up a dispensary, and you still don't even see that they still won't let us free. You ain't know that the television was telling lies to your vision. That's how the serpent has entered. He started building his prison to keep you trapped in the system, blind to the world that we live in. Love and hip-hop is completely disrespectful to our women. And watching this devastation got me contemplating if I should stop drinking and start thinking about the way the devil got me chasing the destination that's witnessed through my greatness. They say that heaven is waiting while I'm getting kind of impatient. I'll paint the pearly gates beige for my beauty and my 40 acres. I made it. You ain't hear me say that I made it? Survived 400 years of that devilish hatred. I woke myself up and now I'm breaking you out the matrix. Peace.
Bye. It is the morning after and I still smell her passion in my beard. I still feel her ferocity across my back. I still taste her luscious on my lips.
Okay.
She lives in my head this morning as I play, she lives in my lap. The apartment walls thumped and thud as if instant replays of last night's performance were poured on the big screen. Echoes of her big screens and small purrs.
Neighbors know my name.
I'm working. I prefer the up-close moments when she whispers how much she loves me. We are connected at the center like the letter A. Promise to give my all until we are on E. I gave you my vows like I owe you for loving me how you do, and sometimes it makes no sense why.
Oh, shit.
That was nice. Good night.
We are connected at the center like the letter A. Promise to give you my all until we are on E. I gave you my vows like I owe you for loving me as much as you do, and sometimes it makes no sense why. Just know that it's us, more than lust, forged in trust. Sorry.
He's our finale. He's our finale.
Go ahead, Sean.
Bars. Forgive me, my elders. You know it's coming. Forgive me. I got license. You got huh? You all know how we got here.
Yeah.
No, Sabrina, come back. Come on. This is shit. So much time. So much time. Ready? Shorty, I'm wrong. So if you let me hit it with your head wrap on, that's the only protection. Let that breathe.
That was cute.
Shorty, I'm wrong. So if you let me hit it with your head wrap on, that's the only protection. See, I bought a silk bed set so you don't have to tie down with my hands gonna run through. Please don't take your wild, wild thoughts. My beige and butte craves to be whipped, laid, and slayed. I'm so into you that I weave through your curves like tracks to get to your lace. Stop fronting. See, I'm here to wig grip. See, nip slips, kiss school lips, bedroom, boom, shit. Wrap you up and pin you down as I do what I want to. You gonna sprawl the bed. As I silk press. Lay you down edge to edge control. No lie. I relax her. Lay you down edge to edge control. No lie. I relax her. This is the smoothest my little baby hairs have ever been slayed. I am a man that's measured the 36 inches of kisses I will lay from the crown of your head to the small of your back. Give you bundles of bliss.
Okay.
Let's sit close to my shape, mother baby. See, this is the part where I swoop down and open up your mind. Woman, I've been introduced as beeswax and just meat packs. And now look at you. With the thick tail and mane. See, these words are to condition her to feel free enough to say, pull my hand, baby. Shit, tonight we gonna sweat it out. Giving you the glow with your stride like when you walk out of the beauty salon, Miss Dark and Lovely, this is all for you. So let's get one last thing straight. Don't you ever be afraid to let your hair down around me.
Period.
Always be prepared to lay your curls in my bed. So. Did y'all enjoy yourselves tonight? I see a lot of phones out. Y'all going home with some of these poems. Y'all gonna listen to them all week. Y'all got some good work tonight? On behalf of all the poets, the staff that was here tonight, thank you for your attendance. We greatly appreciate it. God bless you. Get home safely. Good night.